Getting around the city. Let's read about the different ways people travel around the city. I go to my friend's house. I go on my skateboard. I go to my friend's house. I go on my skateboard. In the picture, you can see a boy riding a skateboard on a sidewalk. He's waving hello to his friend who is standing on grass. Let's look at the vocabulary. I go on a skateboard. People ride a skateboard when they're going somewhere close. Here's the next page. My sister goes to school. She goes on a bike. My sister goes to school. She goes on a bike. In the picture, there is a girl riding a red bicycle. There is a school in the back. Many children ride their bike to school. Do you? Let's look at the vocabulary. Bicycle. I go on a bike. People ride bikes to places that aren't very far away, such as their school, the store, or maybe their job is close to home. I go on a bike. Next page. My mom goes to work. She goes in a car. My mom goes to work. She goes in a car. In the picture is a woman sitting in a red car on her driveway. Let's look at the vocabulary. Car. Car. I go in a car. This is how many people travel around the city. I go in my car to go to work. I go in my car to go to the grocery store. Next page. My dad goes to work. He goes on the subway. My dad goes to work. He goes on the subway. In the picture, you can see the subway in a tunnel. The subway looks a little bit like a train. You can see the dad waiting to get inside. And at the front of the subway is the driver. Let's look at the vocabulary. Subway. A subway looks a little bit like a train. Subway. I go on the subway. Many people ride the subway together to go to work or to places that are farther away. I go on the subway. Next page. My grandpa goes to the airport. He goes in a taxi. My grandpa goes to the airport. He goes in a taxi. In the picture, you can see a yellow car with a light at the top that says taxi, and a man on the sidewalk saying, hello, hello. Let's look at the vocabulary. Taxi. Taxi. A taxi is a special type of transportation that people call when they need someone to drive them somewhere and drop them off. Taxi. I go in a taxi. I go in a taxi. I've gone in a taxi to go to the airport before. Here's the next page. My aunt goes to the store. She goes on a bus. My aunt goes to the store. She goes on a bus. 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 Kids can ride a bus to school, or people can ride a bus through the city to get to work, to the store, or to a friend's house. Next page. I go on the bus. I go on the bus. Many of your friends go on the bus to school. Here is a boat. This page says, my uncle goes to his office. He goes on a ferry boat. My uncle goes to his office. He goes on a ferry boat. In the picture, there is a yellow boat on blue water traveling by the city. Boat. A boat is a type of transportation that is on water. Boat. I go on a boat. I go on a boat. I've been on a boat when I visited a lake. Let's do the next page. We all go to the park. We walk. We all go to the park. We walk. In the picture, you can see a family with 7 people walking on the sidewalk. They are walking into a park.
The bell on the bus goes ding, 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 ding.
Walk. Walk. Walking is slower, but it's one way we can get around the city. I go for a walk. I go for a walk. I like taking walks with all of my students at school. Thank you, boys and girls, for listening and practicing the vocabulary for getting around the city. Bye-bye.